and what are the interfaces we will see for developing servlets. All right, and some packages and interfaces. In the packages, we have seen some interfaces and classes in which we have used the first interface, which is servlet interface. And for that servlet interface, how to create a servlet. How to create a servlet. Okay. So let's continue then.
This conference will now be recorded.
I guess here we have seen yesterday one example. Okay, how to create a project and the server folder, src sample. Okay, so how to create a servlet? Create a class implements to servlet interface. That interface contains 5 methods. Override all the 5 methods. Override all the 5 methods and write the logic inside those methods. So every method has their own purpose, like init method for initialization, service method for executing business logic, destroy methods, cleanup activity to get the servlet config object and to get the servlet information. Okay, you get 5 methods. So every time, whenever you wanted to create a servlet, you have to create 5. You have to implement to servlet interface and override the 5 methods. And yesterday we have seen in the service method is the most important method because that takes the request and response. Service method will take request and response objects. Request and response objects. Okay. Whenever you give any SOPs, okay, that will be displayed on the servers. That will be displayed on the server. But if you wanted to display on client side, so you have to give the response object. Okay, response.getWriter will give you the printWriter object, and printWriter object in the println whatever you write, that will print to the client side. Okay. Let's see the same thing. Like yesterday, I told you to try this example, and let's deploy this project one more time. Okay. Okay, let me display date. If you wanted to display a date, so what you can do, you can create a date object. Date is equals to new date, and this date is available in which package? Java.util package. So you have to import the package. Import java.util.star. Okay, so you can create the date object, and whenever you wanted to display to the user on the client side, okay, concatenate the date. Okay, so this date will be displayed on the client side. So what steps I need to follow here? I need to compile this. Okay, Java C, Java compiler. Okay, it's not implementing. So what I need to do, set class path. Class path is equals to okay, it's not taking that. Why it's taking servlet-api.java. Compile it one more time. Okay, so because of spaces, it was not taking. I have servlet API in my same folder. It's taking it now. Okay, so my program is compiled here. I got the .class file. Take the .class file and put it inside the classes folder, because by default it will search inside the replace the file. I have the replace the file. Now take this project and deploy in the server. Copy this project. Go to C folder, program files, Apache Software Foundation, Tomcat. In the web apps, you have to replace the project. I'm just deleting and continue. So I have deployed the project. Now I need to start the server. Server has started. Server started. All right, and my project should be deployed here. Yes, it is deployed. So once that is deployed, what I need to do, I need to go to the web app, to the client's position, http://localhost. This link I need to. Sometimes it won't load. Some time. What happened? http://. Okay, yes, init method got executed. Service method got executed. I can see on the server it's executing. And what I got, today's date is, I got the date with complete time. That I out date object. Date object. I can be able to display the date to the user. Okay. So this is how you develop a servlet. Now I wanted to make some changes. Now, every time I wanted to develop a servlet, I have to implement, I have to override the 5 methods. Now it's quite long process, because actual the business logic is written in service method. And most of the methods I'm not even using, like servlet configs, okay, get servlet info. These methods I'm not using. Right now I don't want destroy method also, init method. I'm not writing any particular logic. I want service method only. For that, what I need to do is, there is another thing called check servlet. Another thing called generic servlet. Now, when I'm using this generic servlet, what is this generic servlet? Like I said, this is one of the class. So I have to write it like this. Okay, voice is breaking. One second. All right. Let me know if the voice is not clear. Okay. All right. So what was I telling? Generic servlet. Generic servlet. So this is one of the important servlet class. Okay. There is another way of creating a servlet. Until now, I told you, if you wanted to create a servlet, you have to implement a servlet interface. Now, developing a servlet program is nothing but implementing servlet interface. And like I said, either directly or indirectly. Indirectly means there are 3 ways to develop a servlet. What is the first way? I'm writing a class, sample, implements servlet. Sample implement servlet. So what happens when you write like that? You have to override the servlet interface methods and you can develop a servlet. This is the first way. Okay, but there's a problem in this way. What is the problem? Every time you are implementing the servlet, you have to override all the 5 methods. Okay, I don't want to do that. To avoid that, what you need to do is you can go for second way. You have a class, don't implement your servlet interface, extends to generic servlet. Extends to generic servlet. Why? Because this generic servlet is given by Sun Microsystem in Java X dot servlet package, and what's happening here is this servlet interface is implemented by this generic servlet class. That means what Sun Microsystem has did is they said, you don't implement the servlet interface, we will implement with generic servlet interface and override all the methods. Okay. For dotted lines, I am giving the generic servlet, implementing class to interface. Okay. And you override all the methods inside the generic servlet. Means, what are those methods? First, init method, service method, destroy method. Okay. Get servlet, config method, get servlet, info method. All right. So Sun Microsystem has rewritten this program, generic servlet, which is implementing to servlet interface and overriding all the 5 methods. And asked you people, so whenever you are writing a class, any class, okay, extend to generic servlet. Extend to generic servlet and override service method. Override this service method. Service method with request and response. Okay, that means you don't have to override all the 5 methods. You can override only service method, write the logic inside the service method. Okay, when the request goes to the server, first method will be executed is init method, but there is no init method in sample class. It will go and search there, not found. It will go to generic servlet class and it will execute the init method from generic servlet, because that's a concrete method written by the generic servlet. And what they did is they made this service method as abstract. Abstract method. That means whoever is extending to generic servlet, they must override the service method. they must override the service method. So what is the advantage here is you don't have to override all the 5 methods. You override only one method, service method, write a logic, and execute a program. Now, if you wanted to provide some initialization parameters as well, what you can do? You can override init method as well. Init method as well, if you wanted to provide. If not, you cannot provide. Any the point? So can I write one project here? Create a new project, new class. Okay. Instead of implementing to servlet, what I will do? Okay, I'll do one thing. Let it be. I'll create a new class. Let me just take a copy of this project. Copy and paste. Generic project. Okay. I'm just taking a copy of this. WebINF is there. Classes folder will be there. Okay. I'm deleting this sample class. SRC I have. Sample class is here. Now I'll just give it as a. I will go for generic servlet. I'm not implementing. I have to extends. I have to extends to generic servlet. So can I remove this one? Can I remove destroy servlet config? Everything I can remove, and only what method is left? Okay, what method is left? Only generic servlet. Now, when you can give when you're giving this generic servlet, what you need to do? You can write only single this service method will be executed. Okay. Now, suppose you wanted to give a response as a proper format. Okay, in larger sizes. Okay, let me just take this out. Okay, and you wanted to print output as println in proper format, some HTML page you wanted to create. In servlets, what you need to do, you can give in the string format HTML tags. HTML and HTML tags, how to write it? Okay, end, starting tag and ending tag, starting tag and ending tag. And suppose HTML, what's the format of HTML? HTML after that, body, and using some message here. I'm not displaying date here. I'm just displaying welcome to generic servlet. Like this you can give. In HTML, if you want to give the font size, let me give just font size, larger fonts, smaller fonts. Okay, little bit HTML knowledge you should have. Okay, so HTML starting tag, ending tag, body, inside the body means where the web page will be, starting tag, ending tag, and this is the message with some font size, H1, H2, H3. There are font sizes available. I'm giving it H2S. Okay, save this program, compile it. I'm copying this one. Where am I? Okay, CMD. Java C. I guess I need to set class path again. Class path is equals to servlet API. Now Java C file name.java. Compiled successfully. No errors. Copy this file and place it inside the sample folder. Okay, so let me make some changes here because that URL I'm already using. What's my class name? Sample, and gen I'm giving. Save this file, and what's my project? Gen project, and URL I'm giving as generic. Here. Okay, now what our project is ready. Now we can deploy this project. Copy into web apps. Go to web apps folder, copy your project, paste it. Project is deployed. Okay, if you wanted to check, you will get some messages here. Okay, every time I have to press enter so that it's refreshing. Okay, see this, gen project is deployed successfully. Gen project is deployed successfully. Now I can go to the URL and what's my project name? Gen project hyphen gen. It's loading and executed. What message I got? Welcome to the generic servlet. So I can create a servlet. Second way also. What is that second way? Simple way it is, right? Write a class and extends to generic. Service method here, execute. It will take servlet request and servlet response object. Clear about this? Any doubts? Okay. So this time, what I will do here is I will use input for HTML page as well. I wanted to create some form page. I wanted to create one HTML page. Because this is the response page. When I am requesting for servlet object is getting created and responding in proper format. Okay, like you can got form in the HTML format here. Okay, for HTML format, I have to give this HTML tags, HTML and body, closing and opening tags. This is the response. I wanted to give request as an input. Like normally you visit to any web page. Okay, you have two tabs, enter email address and password and click on submit. Okay, that's all we are doing. We are creating the pages, right? Same way, I wanted to create some small HTML page. I wanted to enter something, and when I click on enter, click on send or submit, it should go the request to the server and execute my servlet program. So how to do that? Let's see. Let's create one more project here. This is web app. Okay. Can I take a copy of this project instead of creating all the folder structure? Once we reach to a certain point, we'll switch to Eclipse because we haven't reached that far for now. Okay, I wanted to create form data project or form data. That's it. I wanted to create some form data. Okay, so this is my form data. Like what is inside the server? Like I said, whatever you're giving inside the WebINF are the web components, means servlets, JSPs, all those things you have to give it inside. Okay, because that is inside the server. Web resources, HTML, CSS, JavaScript files should be outside WebINF folder because client is sending the request. Client cannot see inside WebINF. So I have to create HTML pages outside WebINF. To create HTML page, okay, I'm just input dot HTML. Okay, I wanted to edit this with Notepad. Okay, for simple HTML pages, what I need to do? HTML, open and closing tags, body, okay, HTML inside the body in the web page you wanted to give, and if you wanted to give display in the center, you can give as center tag. Okay, now there has to be some action tag. There will be some action tag, what type of form you're giving and what action you're taking. What action you're taking. I'll write this action tag. Okay, before that, just form. Okay, form based. I'm creating one form. Now, how to create a form? Let me give some name. Simple. Enter your name. Okay, give the tags. Input type. Input type. What type you wanted to enter there? Text. Because you're entering some name, right? And the tag should have some name, right? Should have some name. Okay, I'm just doing some user, because that will go to the request, and how to read this request from the servlet and the tag. To go to the next line, I'm just breaking the line. I just wanted to enter my name and click on submit so that the request will go to the server. How to do that? I will give one tag, input type is equals to submit, and value is equals to just say send. If I click on send, the value, this will go, I guess. Okay, that's correct, right? Break the line. Okay, I don't have any next line, so if you don't do that also, that's fine. Okay, so I will, with this HTML page, what happens? One tab will be created. Okay, where I have to press some name. This uname will go to the server. Uname will go to the servlet, and servlet will execute. Okay, in detail I will see that. Let me just create this one first. Okay, save this file. Okay, simple HTML page it is. Now, next step. This is your first step of creating an HTML page. Next step, there has to be some servlet which takes this name. So what I will do, I will create a page. Go to webinf src. Let me just function f12 demo, or file name I'm giving as form. Okay, this is my form, and I don't want to implement to servlet. I'm giving extends generic servlet. I don't want init method. I don't want destroy, all these methods. Okay, util io, no. Oh, sorry. Control Z. IO I required. Okay. Now, next thing, what I need to do, I need to display this to the output. Now see this. I have created one form. Okay, there you will get some tab like this. Okay, you will get some tab like this, and where you will see enter your name and one submit button. One submit button. Okay, what you need to do, you will write your name here. Okay, write your name and click on submit. Click on submit. So what happens is it will go and display something as a servlet. If you wanted to store something, that's a JDBC problem. Just I want to execute this over the server. So that's what we are doing. So we have created this HTML form with the name input.html. Input.html page I have created already. Now, next thing what I need to do is, who is executing my programs and displaying on the servlet here? Welcome to the generic servlet. I wanted to give something nice. Welcome Ashok. Okay, welcome to servlets Ashok. Like this, I wanted to display something. All right. So how we are displaying this welcome to generic? I have to generate one servlet. I have to create one servlet class, right? And I have to map between this HTML page and my servlet class. HTML page and servlet class. That means I will write some servlet class, and inside that we have this method. Okay, where request and response will be there. And when I'm entering this name, this service method should be able to read that name and display to the web browser. Getting the point? Because servlet is responsible to display something to the output. And what I need to do, whatever the name I'm entering here, like Ashok I am entering. So that name should I have to map to my service method. And he will read that name. How to read that name? See this. When I'm creating one input.html, I'm giving as uname. Means whatever the text I am entering, it will be stored. I have to read that name from the HTML page and display to the browser. To read the name, what I need to do, I have one parameter. Okay, now this service method, who is sending request to the service? Okay, request is coming to the server. So whatever the name I'm entering here is stored inside the request object, and that request object, I have to open the request object and take that name. How to do that? There is a method. What is that method? Request dot get parameter. Request dot get parameter. Okay, what parameter I need to use? Uname. Okay, so I'm storing inside uname. So I will map that to this servlet class. It will read the uname and store inside a string object. String name is equals to request dot get parameter. Now I get a print write object. Okay. Hello string concatenate name. Okay. Welcome to servlet program. Getting the point? What I'm doing here. Now you wanted to modify, you can just give some HTML pages. You can give some HTML pages and like this in the previous example, sample.java. Can I take this format, copy and paste it here, and instead of this one I will display this one. Okay, and both things I wanted to display in some larger fonts. What I can do, hello h2 and end the h2. Okay, clear about this concept? Are you able to understand what's happening here? Now the last thing what I need to do, when I'm entering the URL, I need to give some action. What action it is taking? So I need to tell that when I'm going for the form, after submitting the form, it should go to the particular form.java. It should go to the form.java. That means http:// localhost : okay, what's my project name in form data? Form data is the project. In project, what is the URL which I am going to execute? That web.xml file. See this form data, web.inf. Okay, I'm just giving as form. What's my class name? Form. Save this file. Okay, clear? Now I need to compile this file first. Save this file, compile in src, cmd, javac, form.java. First, set class path. Set class path is equals to now javac form.java. I'm getting some exceptions. Expected semicolon here and one more semicolon here. Save this file. Compile one more time. Okay, sample class is public, should be declared in the class with the name public. I need to change the file name. Form data. Okay, because I'm giving public class, I should keep it inside the same file name. Compile and see. Compile successfully. Go to the folder src, take this file in the classes folder, paste it. I don't want this form data. Okay, now see this. First, we are giving the URL for input.html file. Input.html is taking the name and taking action as form. What I'm giving here? Form. So it will go to the web.xml file. This action will go to the web.xml file. Okay, and see this form with fs. Which form is getting executed? This form. And form class will get executed. Save this file. Save all the files. Okay. Go to the project and deploy the project. Copy and paste the project inside the web apps. Okay, data is project deployed successfully or not? Form data is deployed. See, form data is deployed successfully. What you need to do? You need to create. You need to give the request to http://localhost port number. What's my project name? Form data, and instead of giving form, you will give input.html. You're getting this form here. See this. This is the HTML form. I'm entering some name, and when I click on send, what I'm getting output as hello Ashok, welcome to the Servlet program. Clear about this concept? Okay, let me explain you from the beginning one more time. Okay, this is your form data. This is your form data. Okay, you are giving address as input.html to the web server. See this. I'm giving input.html and it's changing to form. It's going to form data. Okay, I'm entering this web page will be created with the help of HTML page. I'm entering some name and clicking on submit. The moment I click on submit in the HTML page, I have some action to be taken. What action? When I click on submit here, when I click on send here, the request should go to this location. Form data form means inside the web.xml it will go. Next thing it will open is web.xml. And inside the web.xml it will check, is there a URL with the name form? Yes, it is there. And which servlet is it mapping to? FS form class. And request will go to the classes folder. Request will go inside the form.class. Yes, form class is there. This is what we have written, form class. Now the request reaches to the service method with complete data, request data inside the request object. Now that request object is also having the name which is stored. I wanted to get that name out of that object. What I can do, what I need to do, request.get parameter I am using. In the servlet request, I have a method called get parameter. Which parameter? I can add some multiple lines, enter your name, password, your address, your phone number, like this, multiple tabs I can give. Okay, every tab has some name, right? So I wanted to read this username. Okay, so this username which I'm getting the parameter with the help of request and storing inside the name and displaying with the help of print writer object. Clear about the concept? Form, servlet data, and web.xml file. Form, servlet data, and web.xml file. Basically, what websites getting created in an advanced level, this is the first step of creating the any website. Okay, you can buy you are developing a web-based application with the help of servlets. Now 3 simple steps what you need to do. For this is your input client request, and web form data HTML pages is for output. When you are giving a response in the form of HTML page, you can give output with the help of servlet programming only. Done by tomorrow. Then only you can understand the rest of the classes, or else there is no use of going through all these things. Understanding? Okay. Now the last way of developing a servlet. Like I said, there are 3 ways that we can develop a servlet. What is the first way? Implement to servlet interface. What's the second way? Extends to generic servlet. There is another way. Class. We have a class. Extends to, there is a class with the name HTTP servlet. HTTP servlet. And this HTTP servlet has a parent class, generic servlet. HTTP servlet has a parent class, generic servlet. See this. Okay, let me write it down here. HTTP servlet is okay. Like generic servlet is implementing to servlet, HTTP is extending to generic servlet. Now the question is, when we already have generic servlet, and when we can extend to generic servlet and override the service method, and we can develop a servlet, then what is the purpose of giving HTTP servlet? This is the last class we need to that they are extending, and what they are doing is not only overriding the service method, because service method is abstract method, right? Not only overriding the service method, they are giving one more service method. This is the service method which is overridden from generic servlet, which is coming from servlet interface. What are the parameters? Servlet request and servlet response. Servlet request and servlet response. What's the second one? HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response. There are two service methods are there in the HTTP servlet class. And what is the important service method between these two is second one, HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response. Whenever a request is coming, whenever this is my client and this is my server. Client will request to the server. Server will process the request. Server will process the request. Take the request. Process the request and respond back to the client. Respond back to the client. When client is sending request to the server, in which format the request will go? HTTP request format. And when server is processing the request, in which format the request will come? HTTP response format. Means this HTTP request and HTTP response are HTTP. Actually, these are HTTP servlet request. HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response format. These two are interfaces. If I write okay, let me write it the full name. HTTP request format, and the response will come HTTP response format. These two are the objects which is actually going to the server and coming from the server. Okay, now still these servlet request and response also will work, because these servlet request is extending to HTTP servlet request. So internally there is a typecasting going on between these two servlet request and HTTP servlet request. So instead of typecasting, we need to avoid those typecasting, and directly we can take the request from the client and execute. Getting the point? So what is the best option right now we are having is create a servlet class with extending to HTTP servlet. Not only this, there are some extra methods that are also available, like do get method with HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response. Do post method, do delete method. Like this, so many methods are available where you can write your logic, not only in service method. Like this, so many methods are available in HTTP servlet. Okay, now what's your job now is write a class extend to HTTP servlet request. Even if you write this method also, that's fine, but change it to HTTP servlet request and HTTP servlet response. Tomorrow we will see that example definitely, but you guys try this now without the form also, that's fine. Create a simple class which extends to HTTP servlet, override the service method, either service request or HTTP service request. Okay, and write some data, compile, deploy, and run the server and see. Clear about this? Okay, I understand there's a lot to take, but still, just practice one program perfectly. Rest everything will be easy to understand. Okay, so we have seen 2 to 3 examples. Try these examples. Let me know if you are facing any issues. If you want some explanation on particular side, let me know, because this is important. If you don't understand this, what's in future, there will be internals of servlet also. Internals of servlet, what is happening, how many objects are getting created when you are sending the request. Okay, what are the objects which are getting executed, and what are the objects are getting deleted. All those things we need to understand. So understand one simple service method, simple servlet program, 1 or 2 programs, you do it, execute it, you can be able to understand the complete servlet. Because JSPs, you won't understand JSPs without servlets. And if you don't do JSPs, means how can you develop any web-based application in real time as well? Okay, and complete your spraying is based on the servlet concept. Okay, so try these examples and let me know if you're facing any issues. Okay, any issues, any doubts? Any program which you want to understand one more time, let me know. Practice this, show me the errors. Okay, and we'll solve that. All right, so all right, then we'll stop this session here. I'll see you tomorrow.